Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott's taken a job with the British government. There's been no formal announcement yet, but it looks like he's going to be a trade ambassador for the UK. That might work in Australia's favour because he might help a free trade deal with Australia. But it's a bit unusual for an Australian PM to be working for the Poms, I suppose. Not so bad as Kevin Rudd working for the UN. But anyway, I wanted to show you some of the hatred that comes his way. Look at the UK Labor Party reaction to Tony Abbott's appointment. There's their spokesperson, Emily Thornberry. She's been quoted as saying the appointment is a humiliation for the UK. And here's how she attacked Abbott. On a personal level, I'm disgusted that Boris Johnson thinks this offensive, leering, cantankerous, climate change denying, Trump worshipping misogynist is the right person to represent our country overseas. There you go. There's the hatred, abuse and bitterness from the left, directed at Tony Abbott this time. Let's bring in Liberal Senator for Victoria, Sarah Henderson. Sarah, first up, is it OK for Tony Abbott to work for the Poms, and does he deserve that sort of hatred?
Well, I think it's a wonderful appointment. Good evening, Chris. And I am absolutely disgusted by comments like the ones that you have just read out. That is a shocking indictment on the Labor Party in the UK. And as I say, I think Tony would do a brilliant job for the UK, and I think also in our negotiations with the free trade agreement as well.
But whose side is he on if he helps to do a free trade deal with Australia? Shouldn't Tony Abbott always be working for us, not for the Poms?
Well, there is, of course, we've got a number of great friends across the world, but there is no greater friend than the UK. I think it's a wonderful appointment. Tony will be working fair and square for Australia's interests and also the UK. And as I say, I absolutely condemn those appalling comments.
Look, I've got to get two things, reactions from you very quickly to two things. Firstly, this survey that shows 70% of Victorians are happy to stay under the curfew. 70% are happy to stay within 5 kilometres of their home. 90% say they're happy to keep compulsory masks. Have you Victorians got Stockholm Syndrome here?
Well, I think there is a lot of support for necessary restrictions to combat the second wave, and we are seeing some big milestones in terms of the number of new active cases per day. But as I've spoken about in recent days, Chris, Victorians are not embracing the unnecessary restrictions, and that's why I have pointed out the importance of Section 204 of the Public Health and Wellbeing Act, which gives anyone who's suffered a loss as a result of an unreasonable restriction the opportunity to claim for compensation just through a simple application process, because there are many, many people suffering very much in terms of losses, particularly with losses with their businesses. And while we've provided a lot of economic support, I have been stunned by the number of people who've contacted me in recent days saying they are on their knees and really suffering very badly.
Honestly, fewer than 200 infections a day. Lift the curfew for starters. But I do need to move on to one other issue. You've been very active on China. This move by Scott Morrison is a great move to reassert Canberra's role in foreign relations. But the issue here is, will this be used to get rid of Victoria's deal with China on the Belt and Road Initiative?
Well, Chris, I have been very outspoken on some of these issues, and I think this is groundbreaking legislation. And in my view, yes, the BRI will go. There is, of course, a proper process that needs to be undertaken under the bill, and I do trust that the Labor Party will support this bill when it's introduced into the Parliament next week. But there is no doubt that the BRI agreement that Daniel Andrews has recklessly entered into is not in the national interest. Peter Dutton made that very clear last year. The Prime Minister has said he wants to tear it up. So I have no doubt that this will go, and that is a great thing for Victorian jobs and Australian companies, because, of course, this is all about China's economic and global policy of asserting its power in Victoria. And it's an appalling policy, and I just cannot believe that Daniel Andrews has not cancelled it by now.
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious that that's what this legislation is aimed at doing. Thanks so much for joining us, Sarah.
Well, not just about that. Well, it relates to all
broadly,
countries.
Yeah, but that's the high priority at the moment. Thanks, Sarah Henderson. Appreciate it.
Yeah, OK. Thanks so much, Chris.
Liberal Senator for Victoria, Sarah Henderson there. Let me just show you quickly what Daniel Andrews had to say about this federal government move at his press conference earlier today.
Well, look, if the Prime Minister's got time to be doing those things, then that's fine for him. I don't. I am exclusively focused on fighting this virus.
I think he should focus on other things. I think he's disappearing down a wormhole with the virus. He should think about other issues. It'd be better for everyone.